This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone. This is your favorite supervisor, Judy Lobianco, and welcome back to hashtag NJ Next Gen HPE. I am so excited today to introduce you to a very good friend and wonderful professional. LaurenTyndorf is with us. She's the VP of Physical Education elect for SHAPE NJ, formerly of the New Jersey Special Olympics. She is an adapted specialist and a consultant extraordinaire. Welcome to the show, Dr. Tyndorf. Tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you so much for having me, Judy. I'm so excited to be here. A little bit about me. I am a former high school health and I have received my master's with a focus on kids with cerebral palsy, and I received my doctorate in curriculum and teaching in phys ed with a focus on inclusive practices. I love working with teachers and students and schools, whoever it may be, to create these inclusive environments and how we can get our kids moving regardless of what their ability level is. Everybody needs to move and we can do it.
Awesome, Lauren. You know, I've been talking a lot about this in the schools. I've been all over the Jersey area talking about the standards. And one of the things that keeps coming up is how difficult it is to figure out this whole teaching students with disabilities thing in PE. And if you're anything like me, we went to college and we only had 3 credits in adapted physical education. And so I get that there's apprehension. What do you see as one of the major obstacles to being able to do this kind of work?
Yeah, I agree. I had the same experience with, it was one class working with kids with disabilities, or learning about them, I should say. And it's, when you get put into it, it's tough. You don't know if you're doing what's best for the students. You may not feel super comfortable. I think it's just awareness and knowledge that as PE teachers, we do have this toolbox of strategies to work with kids. And it's just using those strategies and manipulating them in a way where we can allow all of our students with disabilities to succeed, but really just stepping out of our comfort zone and being able to challenge ourselves in different ways to work with kids with disabilities.
Yeah. I think that fear is real. How many times I heard as a supervisor, teachers saying, "Oh my God, you can't include this child in my class because it's a safety hazard," right? That's the easiest thing to say. That's a safety concern. And that's not okay to say, right? So what I'd like to hear from you for our audience is just tips that you have for the physical educator that's out there that may have inclusive classrooms and wants some help right now, things that they can use right now in their classroom that can assist them and overcome that fear and that barrier to knowledge. Take it away.
Yeah, so I think there's a few things to think about is if you do have paras or TAs that are in the class, is definitely utilizing them, helping them understand the students and giving them maybe a checklist of things to go through, and you have extra help with hands in that sense. Always talking to the students themselves. They are the ones who are living it, and they know how to adapt in different ways and strategies that us as teachers may not think of. They're the best people to learn from. And if we can work with them and understand the ways that they best learn, we will be able to create these environments where kids will succeed. And I think it's also thinking outside of the box. We don't have to use the same rules and same courts and same equipment to play games. It's having fun and changing up the equipment, using different strategies, and really all working together. It's our gym and we get to take ownership of it. And I think that's the best part of working in these environments, is having that creative mindset and utilizing tools in different ways that work for us.
I love that. I love what you said about, asking the student themselves, right? I find myself lately saying to teachers, I don't want physical education to be something that happens to a student. I want them to be a stakeholder in what's happening, right? Yeah. And I think sometimes we're afraid to ask kids, what is it that you need? It just kind of reminds you that teaching and learning is their experience, not so much ours, right? And so when we traditionally think about the child with a particular disability, we go straight to the disability and say, okay, if it's blindness, then I need a bell in the ball. If it's a sight issue, whatever it is, I have to adapt equipment. It's all about the equipment. And I think what's interesting about what you're saying is, take a deep breath, and it's differentiation at its best, right? So I think that's really significant. And I like what you said about the paras and the instructional aids, because I if anybody out there is like me, you go into a physical education classroom and that instructional aide is sitting on the bleachers or sitting on the sideline or sipping a cup of coffee and doesn't really understand how important their role is. It's not a coffee break for them in physical education. We need their help. And I know some teachers are often apprehensive about telling the para what to do, like you're not their boss. But the director of special education knows better than anyone that para should be co-teaching and assisting you in ways that put extra eyes on the court and the field and put extra help at your fingertips and at your disposal.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we are a very aggressive profession when it comes to saying, hey, instructional aide, I need you. You're with this kid all day long. You know them better than I do. You live this experience with them. Please help me,
Yeah. And
go ahead.
Something simple as just a checklist with, hey, these are the things we're going to go through today. These are things to look for the skills. And it's just a very basic way to involve them. They know what is expected, a conversation before class, conversation for what the game plan would be for the week, however often the kids have PE will also depend on the frequency of what those would need to be and the depths.
Right. Now, I understand you're getting the consulting laughs. What does that look like? What kinds of things are you doing for schools these days?
So working with schools on understanding what the difference between adapted and inclusion are, what setting works the best, how do we create these inclusive settings, and what does genuine inclusion look like versus token inclusion, working with schools on revamping their curriculum and modifications, really anything that surrounds PE, inclusive PE, adapted PE. I can come in, I help schools develop the programs, figure out how to modify games, activities, equipment, different resources that schools can use.
Cool. So you're kind of like, traveling around with several different sets of PowerPoint decks, but also are you in the gym like modeling, or is that a thing? Are you doing that too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially as PE teachers, we love learning by doing. We like moving and doing things. I need the best way for me to learn. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I want to get up, I want to move. So creating those atmospheres and those sessions where teachers are involved and they're moving and helping to modify them as well.
That is awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Dr. LaurenTyndorf, she's out there doing her thing in a place where I think we don't do so well. So really excited to have her here right in our home state of New Jersey, working with schools and being able to help us bridge this gap around getting a little more comfortable and overcoming that fear around students with disabilities in physical education. So Lauren, I'm going to make sure everybody knows how to get a hold of you. I thank you for joining us today. This is awesome. And we are looking forward to the great things you have coming up. Thank you for your service to Shape NJ and for all you did for New Jersey Special Olympics. And we just appreciate you. Any parting remarks for our audience?
Just thank you so much. This is something that I've become so passionate about, and the way that I've learned so much from my students over the years, and if I could do anything to help other teachers and to help other students really just succeed, that's all I want. Is their success is my success.
Yeah. And I think I'll tag on to that to tell teachers, these students, no matter who they are, I promise you they can do it.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Don't
be afraid.
On the ability, what the students can do.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Doc. Take care of yourself. We look forward to great things. Thanks for being on the show today. This is #NJ NextGen HPE.